Hello everyone, my name is Douglas Millett, founder and CEO of Cybernated Farm Systems, an agro-tech company built on trying to basically grow food better around the world. Now for those of you who are fans and supporters of CFS, my company, and have followed us for a couple of years since we started this venture, thank you, and I always appreciate the support that you give every single time. You guys amaze me, and I thank you a lot. For those of you who don't know who we are, who are seeing this video and me for the very first time, please visit the link that I've included in this crowdfunding campaign so you can get a better understanding of who we are, what we're doing, and what we're trying to bring to the table. Now the reason why I'm creating this is because as a startup company we don't exactly have deep pockets. And in order to go to conferences or special events that could help us move forward as a company and do great things in the world, sometimes I have to reach out to you, the general public, and see if you are generous enough to help us make this happen. Well, 2 travel opportunities have come up for Cybernated Farm Systems that we would like to attend. And so what I'm doing is a very candid, straightforward video, sitting here at my desk office, just to give you some information on this piece of paper about what these trips are. And that way, if you think that they are viable and something that you would like to support, I would greatly appreciate the help. We're going to go in chronological order. The first opportunity is a return to Rome at the United Nations Food and Agriculture Headquarters, where I have been invited now for a 3rd time to participate in high-level meetings at this conference. Last year at this time was the first time I was ever invited to Rome to something called CFS 41. Now yes, they also use the same acronym that we do. Cybernated Farm Systems, CFS, me, and CFS, the Committee on World Food Security, which is what they have in Rome. The Committee on World Food Security is made up of many different countries and entities from the public sector and the private sector. I am part of the side group called the Private Sector Mechanism, where major corporations and small entities like myself go around and give input and information at these conferences to high-level officials about how to do things better in agriculture, from food security to water security to everything else you can think of in the food department. I'm part of 2 working group committees. One of them is on water, and the other one is on talent development. The water one is pretty obvious if you think about it. Better ways to utilize our water, given that we waste and don't use our water very well at all when it comes to agriculture these days. We are bringing forth new ideas, new technologies, new philosophies, and there are documents being written up that are going to be distributed on an international level for countries to try and adopt certain policies and certain modes of operation. As a member of this group, my input matters, and I have already included input on vertical farming, sustainable agriculture, aquaponic systems, things that are in our wheelhouse at CFS. And they have been well received. One of the reasons why I keep getting invited back is that I am one of the few voices that is really pushing sustainable new agriculture development in this particular forum. The other companies like Coke and Monsanto, yes, they are there too, they continue to do what they do, and I show up and, shake things up a little bit. So this conference is from October 12th to 17th, at which I will be participating in water group meetings, working on policy development and putting input in there. Also networking, communication, networking. It's all about meeting the right people to do great things. Every time I go, I talk to a different high-level official. Last time I was there, this past May, I talked to the Minister of Agriculture in India. I've talked to upper-level officials from Nigeria, Uganda, Indonesia, different parts of the world. That way, when we have our demo model built and ready to go, I already have the connections to have these individuals visit and see this facility, and then we can start doing some business in the world to really make a positive impact. Now, the talent development group is a way to get young people and women better involved in agriculture. Young people are not interested in digging in the dirt anymore, and so what we have done is provided an opportunity for them to use technology. And if you go to our website and look at the 3-minute video that we have on our home page, you will see what we're all about and how we are integrating solar, wind, computer systems, sensor systems, feedback loops, etc., all inside this techno greenhouse in a way that appeals to young people. So our input is a way to show that technology used in the responsible and proper way can help grow clean, organic, amazing food and have some of the techno bells and whistles that the young people want to learn anyway. And because our systems are very user-friendly and easy to operate, that makes it a lot easier for women to get into agriculture in and of themselves, by themselves, or as a small group of women, without having to rely on heavy machinery and major labor force or some of the drawbacks that really make it difficult for some women's smallholder farming operations. We want to help make them part of the agricultural community as well, and this is one great way to do it. So that is the Rome trip opportunity that has come up for October 12th to 17th. The other one is the Wolves Summit in Warsaw, Poland. I submitted an application and have been selected to participate in this investor conference. This is the kind of conference where you pitch your idea and you could win cash money, you could win investment prizes. There are personal meetings with investors to pitch your idea. The coordinators of this event in Poland do a good job of looking at what you're doing and what investors might work best for you, and they try to put you in a room together. And this is a very good opportunity. This is October 26th to October 28th. The pitch contest, for example, has a cash prize of $25,000. That would go a long way to building our software. The investment opportunities just from that contest are $75,000 in investment opportunity. But that doesn't even count the networking and talking to other people with the opportunity to really get some serious funding for what we're doing to move us to the next level, which at this point is trying to get about $375,000 to build the demonstration model of our facility, which will be the demo, the sales tool, the object that people can come and visit. And then from there, we customize buildings and build them on site in locations where people want them. Now, if I were to rank which trip I would like to do the most, it would definitely be going to Poland. As much as I love going to Rome and interfacing and networking with all of the amazing people there at the UN FAO headquarters, going to Poland gives us the opportunity to get investment. Going to Rome does not give us the opportunity to get investment. So, although networking is great and that builds a potential customer base, I got to go where the money is. And so in this particular case, if I were to pick a trip that means the most to me at this point, it would be going to Poland. Now it looks like, basing on the budget and trying to figure out how much each trip would cost, the Poland trip costs a little bit more than going to Rome. Not quite sure why, but the airline costs are just a little bit higher going there. Plus there's a registration fee for Poland. It's not really that high, but in order to participate in the conference you have to register to attend, and there's a small fee for that. So it's $3,300 to go to Poland and about $2,200 to go to Rome. So the grand total, if everything were to be amazing and I was able to get your help and support to do both, would be about $5,500. However, as you can see by the request of this crowdfunding campaign, I'm not looking to do both trips. I'm just looking to do the Poland trip for $3,300. If we can do more, fantastic. If I can make the $5,500 total, if you guys can bring that together and make it happen, then I'll gladly do both. They're about a week and a half apart from each other. I'd probably be very tired at the end of it, but it's worth it. It's always worth it to try and bring sustainable agriculture to the next level and really start doing some good in the world. And so that's where we are. I'm sorry this video is not very formal. It's not very grandiose or anything like that. It's just me talking to you because at this point, bells and whistles aren't going to make this happen. Your support is what's going to make it happen. And I can think of no better way to move that forward than to just sit down and have a chat with you as if you were sitting right in front of me. And so if you like what we're doing at CFS, if you support the goal and what we're trying to do, if 55 people gave $100, we would have it. If 110 people gave, do the math, if they gave $50, that would do it. So it's possible. We just volume, more people would mean less per person, and that would be fantastic. I've always said I'd rather have 1 million people donate $1 than $1 million from one person, because to me that means a lot more if it's coming from a whole lot of people, because that means there's a whole lot of support and people value what we're trying to do in the world. So that's where we are. I appreciate your time. Again, visit the CFS website, which I've linked in the campaign, so you can see what we're all about and what we're trying to do. I'll also provide links to these various conferences, so you can even visit those pages and see what they're all about. But again, thank you. I can't thank my previous supporters enough. I know I lean on you guys every couple of months for a little bit of help. I put in as much of my personal money as I can, but my well runs dry just like everybody else's, so I can't do all of these things all of the time on my own. But I do look forward to hopefully being able to do at least the Poland trip to talk to investors, and if I can go to Rome again as well and continue building those relationships and building that familiarity with these high-level delegates and officials, that would be fantastic too. Until then, thank you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I appreciate your time.